Welcome to Kyber Lab, episode 38. This is a Maul, not Darth Maul, but Maul, Robot Legs Maul, versus General Skywalker and the 501st. Here at Kyber Lab, our goal is to remove RNG from your fights, avoid mistakes, and maximize your banners. So, in this particular fight, depending on the team comp that you use, it has very close to 100% success rate. But you do need to go first and or have a combination of Beskar Mando and Watt in there. All three of those, and it's super easy. But in this case, just going first will come out with a solid win. So generally you want Maul to be the same relic level as GAC because you need to topple him at the beginning of the fight. And then Canderous shouldn't be more than 2 or 3 levels below General Skywalker. And modded well. You should have at least 60 on your offense. Triangle and cross. So the important part from modding is related to speed here. For this particular comp, you really want to make sure you go first. And this is a common-ish way to go first with Droideka, because when Droideka doesn't have his immunity on, he has plus 50% speed. So if you give Droideka a speed set, his base speed is very low, but you can give him a speed set and he can be in the 380 range, 390 range, usually 380, high 370s is what you're looking for, relatively easily. Not easy, but you can definitely do it with a decent speed set or even a non-speed set, since the speed set multiplies the base speed. So it only gives a couple of extra speed versus a non-speed set if you have great non-speed mods. Doesn't even really need to be that well modded. It's not like a heavily offense modded Droideka. It's just so you go first. That's all his function is in this team. The way you play, basically, the first move will be your character that moves first before the enemy Rex. And you need to do a special, so it triggers Maul's Frenzy. He'll do his AoE to get 5 stacks of Anguish, I believe it's called. And then Canderous will be assisting, and then he'll gain turn meter, and he'll be able to move second. Canderous takes his turn, triggers the second stack of Maul's Frenzy, and it goes from there. So let's take a look and see how this works. Pretty much a textbook example of what you do. There's not a lot of RNG involved as long as you go first. Just make sure to do the math. So here we see roll up from the Droideka to trigger Maul's Frenzy. His Maul is pretty fast anyway. Then we do the AoE to get to 5 stacks. There'll be some counterattacks here. And now we do Canderous's AoE to trigger the second stack of Frenzy. And now when Maul uses his special there, whatever it's called, that does a skill delay, by the way, ability delay, so that General Skywalker will not be able to use his AoE when he pops up. This is very helpful from a banner perspective to keep in mind. Now the important part is that with the first 3 hits, you should get General Skywalker down. I mean, you'll always get him down. It might take 4 or 5, but there you see the importance of Canderous being well modded. But it's very helpful to have 5 hits or 3 hits on Skywalker, so the last 2 hits can go for 5s. Sometimes a single hit, the 5th one of Maul, will take out 5s, but not something to depend on. Here, doing another AoE to get some stacks. A little bit unfortunate that Maul didn't have a bit more damage, or excuse me, Canderous didn't have a bit more damage to take out Rex. That would make it much easier, but you'll see that it still works out here. Probably didn't even need to target Rex there at the dots. Probably, but you don't know for sure, would kill him. Better to be safe than sorry. And there's some argument to be made, instead of going for Rex there, go for Echo. Because you'll see here in a moment where Echo takes away banners. Bam, right there. If you'd killed Echo instead, Rex is not going to be able to use his aerial advantage immediately. He'll need one more turn, which case Canderous should be able to kill him. Or Sabine. But anyway, Rex is definitely the safest first target. Just depends on how picky you are with the banners. Now Tasknex is deciding exactly what he wants to do in terms of AoE or basic and targeting, essentially, because there's 2 and 3 stacks of exposed, so whatever he does, they'll die. Bo-Katan is a nice fit in this team. Does help with the protection regeneration. Okay, here you go. See, General Skywalker doesn't have his AoE available because you pushed back his turn. There we go. Now, unfortunately, the healthiest character is probably going to bite it here. Luckily, she took 3 hits. That's wonderful. Okay, nice. And Candrace didn't even die. It's not uncommon, depending on your gear levels or relic levels, to lose 2 characters here. But if you take out Echo earlier in the fight, you can still save the banners on the other 3. Not always, but usually. So you can get a couple more banners than Tasnik gets here. But anyway, easy finish, 56. You can get 57, 58. Once or twice you see a 59 or a 60, but it's really when all of your characters are at a good gear level and modded well. Anyway, hope that helped. Hope you learned something. Good luck. Cheers.